to Chase Field tonight for tonight's exciting Utah Mike game into day one action as the 2001 Diamondbacks take on the 1976 Cincinnati Reds. Today, it will be Randy Johnson on the mound for the Diamondbacks taking on Gary Nolan. Of course, the Cincinnati Reds are having one of the greatest offensive teams of all time. Here's their lineup. It'd be Pete Rose batting first at third base. Ken Griffey gets the start batting second in right. Joe Morgan batting third at second. George Foster batting fourth and left. Tony Perez batting fifth at first. Johnny Bench behind the plate batting sixth. Dave Concepcion batting seventh. Cesar Geronimo in center batting eighth. And batting ninth and pitching is Gary Nolan. For the Diamondbacks, an excellent defensive team. Louise Gonzalez is in left. He's a 3E0. Steve Finley is a 1E3 in center. And Reggie Sanders is a 3E1 in right. And the infield is Matt Williams at third. Tony Womack at short. Jay Bell, the only 4 at second. Mark Grace at first. Damon Miller behind the plate. And on the mound is the incomparable Randy Johnson. 21-6, 2.49 ERA, 372 strikeouts in 250 innings, giving up 19 home runs. If you're a lefty, you can forget about it. He has one of the more dominant cards you'll see against other left-handed batters. But most of these Reds are righties. They do have 3 lefties in the lineup, but they also got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys who can hit lefties extremely well. So this Red lineup is extremely balanced. And of course, one of the best of all time. But we saw a very surprising matchup between the 79 Pirates and the 86 Mets on opening day. So you never know what's going to happen. I will be running as the 2000 Diamondbacks as the home team. Here we go. Let's play ball here from Chase Field as the 1976 Reds take on the 2001 Diamondbacks. So Pete Rose leads off. He is a switch hitter, 323 hitter, 10 homers, 63 RBIs. Damon Miller sets the target. Randy Johnson, and actually what I'm going to be doing, I forgot I said it this way. I'm going to be playing as both teams just to see if I can get better decisions made by the computer, kind of play like I would be playing cards and dice. That's kind of what I would be more comfortable as, so we'll do it that way. So Damon Miller behind the plate sets the target. Johnson with the windup. Here's the pitch to Rose. And Rose is a 4-3, and Rose is on base. So Rose is on base. So there's a drive right by Rose. Sanders scoops it up, fires the second, and a base hit for Rose. So Reds get the first hit of this Utah Mike National League. This is the second game of Block 1, third 3-game series here in Arizona. Here's a right fielder, Ken Griffey Jr., or Ken Griffey Sr., I'm sorry. So Griff to bat. Runner on first, nobody out. Rose a 1-7 to steal, but he'll be held, but he will not be stealing. So here is Griffey. Damon Miller sets up the target. Johnson from the stretch. Here's the pitch, and that's a 2-11 ground ball to third. Williams goes to Bell, and that's all you're going to get. So Griffey's on base, a little bit faster. He is a 17 runner with a 1-12 going a chance at stealing second base. Let's see if Griffey wants to try to steal this. And Joe Morgan, the batter. Morgan, definitely a right-handed hitter on this team. He was more balanced in 75, but here in 76, he loved to hit righties and kind of squirmed a little bit against lefties. So this could be a difficult matchup for Morgan. Miller sets the target. Johnson from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Little Joe. And that is going to be a long drive to right field. And there it goes. Back goes Sanders. And it's gone. And Joe Morgan justifies the odds there. And hits a 2-run home run off Randy Johnson. And the Reds take a 2-0 lead. Lefty matchup. And Morgan sends it out of here. So now here's George Foster. 2 runs on 2 hits in the first inning already. So Johnson in trouble here. Miller sets the target. Johnson with the windup. This is Foster, 306 hitter, 29 homers, 121 RBIs. And the pitch and a single for Foster. And the Reds are starting it off in a hurry with a 2 spot here in the first and a big single in the second. Give me 1 second, folks. I forgot to set up nice. Particularly, I want to make sure that is set up correctly. So I'll take a little station identification timeout so I can get this set up, and then we'll go ahead and lower the sound down. So I may not talk for a minute, if that's okay. And here we go. If you can hear me, that is great. If not, and I do apologize. I'm going to I have forgotten to set up my video when I set my game up. So here, just please stand by as we get this set up. And my fault there. As long as everything saves okay, we're good to go here. And we'll make sure it's set for subscribers mode now. It is. And let's get back to baseball. So here we go. Baseball up the sound a little bit again. Here we go. We're back in action. Hopefully you guys can hear me again. And here is Tony Perez sets the target. Randy Johnson from the stretch. Here's the pitch, struck him out. There's a second out of the inning, and here's Johnny Bench. Johnny Bench, the batter, 234, 16 homers, 74 RBIs. Not a great average year for Johnny. Miller sets the target. Johnson from the stretch. Pitch to Bench. 3-9, fly ball left field. Foster's got it, makes the catch as Gonzalez, and the Reds put 2 on the board with 3 hits. We go to the bottom of the first inning, 2-0 Cincinnati. So now for the Reds, Foster, Geronimo, Griffey, all good. 2-1-3 defensively. Then Rose, Concepcion, Morgan, Perez. That's 3-1-1-3. Bench behind the plate, the one with the -3 arm, and Gary Nolan is your pitcher. He was 15-9. 3.46 ERA, 239 innings. So Gary Nolan will pitch to Tony Womack. He's a 266 hitter, 3 home runs, 30 RBIs. Nolan with the warm-up, and here it is, first pitch, and a base hit for Tony Womack. So Tony Womack is now on. He can get the lead on a 1-10 because of Johnny Bench's arm. That kind of nullifies a lot of your running game on advance, but Bench is -3. Here's the second baseman, Jay Bell. Jay Bell, 248 hitter, 13 homers, 46 RBIs. Bench sets the target, Nolan from the stretch. Here's the pitch, 2-11, hit it with a pitch, and he can luckily continue in the game. He could have been hurt, but he shakes it off and takes first base. Boy, that could have been a tough injury to swallow. And now here's Louise Gonzalez coming off a career year. 57 homers, 142 RBIs, hit 325. 2 on, nobody out here in the first. Arizona trying to plot a comeback here at the ballpark in Arizona. 2-0 Cincinnati. Bench sets the target. Nolan from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Gonzalez. And that's a 2-5 double play ball by Nolan. Gets it, throws the Concepcion back to Perez. 1-6-3. So a double play ball, and it puts Womack at third with 2 outs. And now here is Matt Williams. 275, 16 homers, 65 RBIs. Bench sets the target. Nolan from the stretch. Here's the pitch. And that's a 6-5 ground ball to second. Morgan got it, throws them out. And that's it for Arizona. No runs, 1 hit. They strand 1. We played 1. Cincinnati leads 2-0. So 2-0, big red machine here in the second, Arizona. Utah might lead. This is the second game of a 3-game series. The first game of 3-game series. The second game of Block 1. You've already witnessed the Pirate-Met game, the 1979 Pirates against the 1986 Mets. This is game number 2. So here's Dave Concepcion. He'll be taking on Randy Johnson. Again, the National League's games are PC play. The American League games are cards and dice. Miller sets the target. Randy Johnson with the windup, and here's the pitch to Concepcion. And that's a ground ball to short. Womack got it, throws across the diamond, and that's one away. Here is the center fielder, Cesar Geronimo. 307 hitter, 2 homers, 49 RBIs. Miller sets the target. Johnson with the windup and the pitch. 1-10, fly ball to right. Sanders is there, makes the catch, and there's 2 outs. Here's the pitcher, Gary Nolan. With 2 outs, nobody on in the second, Cincinnati leads 2-0. Miller sets the target, puts down the sign. Johnson with the windup and pitch to Nolan. 7 a walk. So the pitcher walks and it resets the lineup for the Reds. Here's Perez, singled and scored in the first. Miller sets the target. Johnson working from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Rose, and that's a 2-11 pop to second. Bell's there, makes the catch, and that's it for Cincinnati. No runs, no hits, a walk, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the second. 2-0 Cincinnati. So here is Mark Grace. He'll be followed by Reggie Sanders and Steve Finley. Gary Nolan on the mound for the Big Red Machine. Here is the pitch to Grace. 1-6 with a fly ball to right. Griffey's there. Gets to make the catch. And there's 1 out. Here is Reggie Sanders. 263 hitter, 33 homers, 90 RBIs. Really a killer against left-handed pitching, but he's in there against righties also. Good card. Bench sets the target. Gary Nolan with the windup. Here's the pitch to Sanders. 2-7 and draws the walk. So Sanders on a 1-out walk. And here's the center fielder, Steve Finley. A great center fielder, good power when he came over. 275, 14 homers, 73 RBIs. Bench sets the target. Nolan from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Finley, and that's a 2-6, and he draws the walk. So the Arizona Diamondbacks slithering their way back in this game. First and second, 1 out in the second, and here's the catcher, Damon Miller. 271, 13 homers, 47 ribbies. Bench sets down the target, wants to calm down Nolan a little bit. Nolan from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Miller, and that's a 3-5. A single for Damon Miller. Run will score. Arizona's back in this game. It's 2-1. So Finley moves to third, and Arizona's cut the lead in half. And now here's the pitcher, Randy Johnson. First and third, 1 out. Do they go for a squeeze here? They're playing the infield back. It'll be an interesting call if they do. And let's see. Johnson will swing away. Bench puts down the sign. Nolan from the stretch. You want to get something off the pitcher's card and struck him out. So here's Tony Womack. He's 1 for 1 with a single. So far, Cincinnati is out hitting Arizona 3-2 here in the bottom of the second. Cincinnati holding on to a 2-1 lead. Arizona with runners at the corners and 2 outs. Bench sets to the target, puts down the sign. Nolan from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Womack. 3-10 ground ball to second. Morgan's got it, goes to first, but Arizona cuts into the lead. We play 2-1 Reds. Here we go. Here at the top of third inning. We play Stratomatic advanced settings, so there's no ballpark results, nothing like that. Actually, probably are playing the advanced field, which I'm not a fan of, but it's set on the computer. Here is Ken Griffey. He's 0 for 1, runs scored. Remember, Cincinnati did score 2 runs in the first inning. Actually, Rose led off with a hit. Griffey got the fielder's choice, then Morgan hit the 2-run homer. Miller sets the target. Johnson with the windup. Here's the pitch to Griffey. 3-10, and Griffey got himself a base hit. So a base hit for Griffey. He's on at first and nobody out. Here's little Joe Morgan defying the odds with a big home run his first time up against the unit. Runner on first and nobody out. 1-12 would be the stolen base for Griffey. Miller sets the target. Johnson from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Morgan. 6-6, struck him out. This time Johnson overwhelms little Joe. 1 away here in the third. Here's George Foster, 1 for 1. Miller sets in the target. Johnson from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Foster. 2-5 ground ball to short. Womack to Bell. Good slide by Griffey. And that's all you're going to get as Foster beats the relay. 2 outs in the third. Here's the first baseman, Tony Perez. He struck out his first time up. Miller sets the target. Johnson working from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Perez. 3-11 line drive right at second baseman Womack. And the third inning is over. We go to the bottom third. 2-1 Cincinnati. So Bell, Gonzalez, and Williams about for the D-backs here in the third. Gary Nolan in his third inning of work. He can go, I would think, either 7 or 8. We'll look at his starter ratings. He can go inside the 7th inning without any problems. Fatigue. Bench sets the target. Nolan with the windup. Here's the pitch to Bell. 3-5 struck him out. Bell on strikes. Now back to Louise Gonzalez, probably Arizona's most dangerous hitter. Bench sets the target. Nolan with the windup and deals Louise Gonzalez. 6-6 ground ball to second. Morgan's got it. Goes to first. And that's 2 quick outs. Here's Matt Williams. Bench sets the target. Nolan with the windup. Here's the pitch to Williams, and that is going to be a line drive single from Matt Williams. A 2-out single gives Arizona their 3rd hit of the game. And here is Mark Grace. Grace, was a great first baseman. Cubs went to the Diamondbacks. Grace flied out his first time up. Bench sets the target. Nolan from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Grace. Grace, ground ball to second. Good play. Morgan throws to first, and we're a third way of the game. 2-1 Cincinnati. We go to the 4th. Cincinnati 2 runs on 4 hits. Arizona 1 run on 3 hits. We head to the top 4th inning. So far, good baseball here. 2nd game of the block here. Here is Johnny Bench. Again, if you're following the American League, we're through 1 block 2. Just starting the 2nd block of games. The Boston Red Sox versus Detroit Tigers, I believe, is on the channel. I think it is. The 2004 Red Sox and the 72 Athletics. Miller sets the target. Randy Johnson with the windup. Here's the pitch. 6-4. Fly ball to center. Gets in front of Finley, and he drops it. That's an error on Finley. He's a 1-E3, and he dropped it. Oh, my goodness. You're not going to see that. That is a weird error by Finley. He probably drops it only on a 2-3, and he rolled it. So Bench gets on 2nd, and here's Concepcion. So now Randy Johnson's got to bear down with Bench on 2nd. Miller sets the target. Johnson from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Dave Concepcion. 1-8 and a single for Concepcion. Bench takes 3rd. 1st and 3rd, nobody out, and here is Cesar Geronimo. 1st and 3rd, nobody out. Geronimo will be fouled by Nolan. This is a situation Johnson wants to be in. He pitches to a lefty, a not good hitting pitcher, and then he has to get out Rose. So if he can get the 2 outs with Rose, he'll deal with this. Miller sets it up. Johnson from the stretch. He looks back at Bench. He looks back at Concepcion. Here's the pitch to Geronimo. 5-7 struck him out. There's your 1st out. And now Gary Nolan comes up in a very difficult situation. He walked his first time up. Miller sets down the target. Johnson from the stretch. Infield in here in the 4th inning. Here's the pitch to Johnson. 3-6 ground ball to short. They hold the runner at 3rd. They go to 1st. And there's 2 outs. So good play there by Womack. Held the runner, went to 1st, and it's 2nd and 3rd and 2 outs. Like we said, Randy Johnson now gets a chance with 2 outs with Pete Rose up to stop this inning from getting any further. So 2nd and 3rd, 2 outs. Rose with the chance here. Miller sets in now, puts the target, puts down the signs. Johnson from the stretch nods. Pete Rose the batter. Tough pitch of the ball game. Ground ball to short. Good play there by Womack. Throws them out. And the Reds strand 2. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. 2-1 Cincinnati. Holy cow, what a start here from the ballpark in Arizona. Bottom of the 4th action. Here's Reggie Sanders, 0 for 1, run scored. Bench sets in the target. Nolan looks in, gets a sign, and here's the pitch to Reggie Sanders. 1-6 and struck him out. Good spot start there by Gary Nolan. Got her inside on the hands on Sanders. 1 out here in the 4th. Here's Steve Finley. He's 0 for 0. Walked his first time up. Bench sets the target. Nolan with a wind up to Steve Finley. 5-11 ground ball to 1st. Perez takes it to the bag himself. And that's 2 outs here in the 4th. So here's Dyer Miller. 1 for 1. Dyer Miller. I'm thinking playing too many Met games. And this is Damon Miller. Watched him play too many Met games. So Damon Miller, 1 for 1 RBI. Bench sets in the target. Calms Nolan down. From the windup, here's the pitch to Miller. And that's a 6-3 ground ball to 1st. Perez got it. Waves off. Nolan makes the play. And we played 4 here in Phoenix. It's 2-1 Cincinnati. So now here's Griffey, Morgan, and Foster for the Reds here in the fifth. Randy Johnson surviving most of this onslaught, trailing only 2-1. Miller sits in the target, puts down the sign. Randy Johnson with a windup and pitch to Griffey. 4-9 and struck him out. Griffey on strikes. Here's Morgan, big 2-run homer in the first, struck out in the third. Miller sets in the target, puts down the sign. Johnson nods. Here's the windup to Little Joe. 2-5, a single at center field. So Joe Morgan has the second of the ball game. So Morgan fights off on one of the inside and gets it in the right field. So now Morgan with good speed. That'd be a 1-15 to steal. And you know he's going to try to steal. 1-14. He is safe. And no. High throw by Miller, but Womack backed it up. So runner at second, one out. Here's Foster. He's 1 for 2 in the ball game. Now it's base hit number 6 for Cincinnati. Miller sets in the target. Johnson now again working on the stretch with a runner in scoring position. Pitch to Foster. 6-4, fly ball to center. Finley this time makes the catch. Makes the throw in. And there's 2 outs, a runner on second. So now here's Tony Perez. Tough situation with Johnny Bench on deck. You don't really have anyone to pitch around to here. Miller puts down the sign, waves it down for him. Johnson looks in from the stretch. Nods, runner on second. 2 outs, top of the fifth. Pitch to Foster. Got him on strikes. And that's it for Cincinnati. No runs, 1 hit. They strand a runner out in the 5th inning. We go to the bottom of the 5th. 2-1 Cincinnati. Wow, good ball game here from the big ballpark in Chase. It's 2-1 Reds. So now for the Diamondbacks will be Johnson, Womack, and Bell here in the 5th. Bench sets the target. Then Nolan with the windup. Here's the pitch to Johnson. 5-5, fly ball center field. Good catch by Geronimo, makes the catch. And here's Tony Womack, 1 out in the 5th. Bench sets in the target now, puts it down. He's controlling this game here. Gary Nolan with a big windup and deal to Womack. 6-4 line drive to third base. Rose is right there, 2 away. Here's Jay Bell, hit by a pitch and struck out. Bench sets in the target. Nolan with the big windup and deals the pitch. 3-8 and popped the short. Dead rolled him. Concepcion there makes the catch and we played 5. 2-1 Reds. Cincinnati, 2 runs on 6 hits. Arizona, 1 run, 3 hits, and 1 error. Top of the 6th. Bench is 0 for 2. So now Miller sets the target down. Johnson looks in. Here's the pitch to JB. Johnny Bench. Double to center field. And again, Randy Johnson has to work on a lead-off man in scoring position again. Runner on second and nobody out for Dave Concepcion. So Concepcion again, much better hitter against left-handed pitching. Oh my, does he hit well against lefties. On deck is Geronimo and then Nolan. They are going to go ahead and walk Concepcion. So now brings up Cesar Geronimo, 0 for 2. Definitely a much better hitter against righties. Then comes Nolan, and then you have to get Rose out again with runners in scoring position. Randy Johnson's been working in around, slithering around, slithering around, problems all day long. Miller sets the target. Johnson from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Cesar Geronimo. Struck him out looking. Strikeout number 6 for Randy Johnson. 1 out in the 6th. Here's Gary Nolan. Nolan may actually, since he's not going to get hit off Randy Johnson, he's going to try to sacrifice and see if he can. Here's a pitch by Gary Nolan. And it's a nice sacrifice. He lays it in front of the plate. Good play and throws it out. So Randy Johnson, only play he had was a go to first. So now the Reds with 2 runners in scoring position for Peter Edward Rose. Second and third, 2 outs again. Randy Johnson trying to fight this off. Rose 1 for 3 in the ball game. Miller puts down the target, sets the signs. Randy Johnson from the stretch looks in. Here's the pitch to Rose. 5-6, struck him out. Strikeout number 7 for Randy Johnson. Strands 2 more Reds. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. It is 2-1 Reds. So far, Randy Johnson has struck out 7, and the Reds have stranded 8. Oh my, that can come back to hurt them. As we go to the last of the 6th, we'll be 2/3 of the way through here at the ballpark in Arizona. What a ball game it is. It's coming down the wire. So here is Louise Gonzalez, 0 for 2 in the ball game. Bench puts down the signs. Nolan with the windup. Here's the pitch to Gonzalez. Oh, he had a chance. Deep fly right field. Griffey's there. Backs up, makes the catch. And that's the first out. Boy, he just missed one. One away. Here's Matt Williams. Bench puts down the target. Sets the sign. Gary Nolan with a big windup and pitch to Matt Williams. 5-10. Pop up to first. Perez is there, makes the catch, and there's 2 outs here in the 6th. Here is Mark Grace, 2 outs in the 6th. Ben puts down the target now, sets down, puts down the signs. Nolan looking in. Here's the pitch to Mark Grace. 1-5, pop to second. Morgan's there, makes the catch, and we have played 6 here in Phoenix. 2-1 Reds. So a great pitcher's duel between Gary Nolan and Randy Johnson, and this is going right down to the wire. Top of the 7th here, it will be Griffey, Morgan, and Foster at bat for the Reds as Randy Johnson is in his point of weakness. Miller sets down the target. Johnson looks in. Here's the pitch to Griffey. Griffey, fly ball to left field, drops in front of him. Oh my goodness. He was a 3 fielder and he must have rolled a 1-6. And Griffey is on. So Griffey doubles down the line. And that's a tough double against a good outfielder, Louise Gonzalez. That's the second big play the Arizona Diamondbacks have given up. Here is Morgan. 2 for 3 of the home run. Now Johnson again. He is kind of laboring here. Base hit number 8 for the Diamondbacks. Miller sets the target. Johnson from the stretch. Here's the pitch. 5-5. Struck him out. Strikeout number 8 for Randy Johnson. So now here's Foster. Now you got to pitch that is hard of this Reds order with a bunch of lefty killers. Foster 1 for 3 so far. Miller sets in the target. Johnson from the stretch. Runner on second and 1 out. Reds trying to add on a run here. And there's a line drive base hit. Down driving a run. Foster an RBI single. Run will score, and it's 3-1 Cincinnati. And I think that might have been it for Randy. He has one more hit before becoming totally tired. But that was a killer. Arizona bullpen has to get loose. Here's Perez with bench on deck. Miller sets the target. Johnson from the stretch. Here's the pitch. 5-7. Struck him out. Strikeout number 9 for Randy Johnson. Here is Johnny Bench. 2 outs in the 7th. Reds have added a killer run here in the 7th. Now leading 3-1. Reds 3 runs, 9 hits. The Diamondbacks 1 run on 3 hits. Miller sets in the target. Johnson from the stretch. Runner on first and 2 out. Pitch to Bench. 3-5 and walked him, and that will probably be it. We'll see who Arizona has coming up. Concepcion. It'll be Sanders, Finley, Miller. So who will they bring in the game to possibly for E11? So with the right-handed pitcher on the mound, Rubio Durazo will come in and play first base, and your pitcher for the Arizona Diamondbacks will be Bobby Witt. So Bobby Witt will come in. So Bobby Witt's in the game. We'll take a timeout here. So here comes Bobby Witt. Bobby Witt was 4-1, no saves, 4.78 ERA, 36 innings, 36 hits, 43 innings. Controlled righties really well. Miller sets the target here. They need a double. They need an out here. Witt from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Concepcion. 6-5. Oh, a double. No, it's gone, actually. Dave Concepcion's hit a home run down the line. It was a 9-6-5 and out of here. 3-run homer. Dave Concepcion and the Reds take a 6-1 lead. Here's the pitch to Geronimo. Struck him out, and the Reds have gotten to this Arizona bullpen. 6-1 Reds. We go to the bottom of the 7th. So now Gary Nolan going in his 7th inning work, and he looks like he's just getting stronger here. Now a 5-run lead, what was a 1-run lead. Bench sets the target. Nolan here. Here's the pitch to Sanders. 4-4 Catjacks. Bench makes the play. 1 away. A pop-up behind the plate. So here's Finley. He's 0 for 1. Bench sets the target. Nolan with the windup. Here's the pitch to Finley. And Finley drives one in the gap between Geronimo and Griffey. Finley will go to second. He'll go to third. And he's in there. 1 out triple for Steve Finley. So now here's Dyer Miller. 1 for 2 with the RBI. Bench sets in the target here. Nolan from the stretch. Here's a big opportunity for Arizona to get one back. And here's a base hit for Damon Miller. It's now a 6-2 ball game. One more hit could probably fatigue out Mr. Gary Nolan. So 6-2 Cincinnati here in the 7th. Arizona wakes up a little bit and scores one. But of course now they're down 4. Durazo comes in. He's a great hitter against righties. 269, 12 homers, 38 RBIs. Tremendous power in that one column. Bench sets the target. Nolan from the stretch. Here's the pitch. And that is going to be a base hit. Now knock out Gary Nolan probably. Miller to third. And here comes Sparky Anderson, not known to have a very long history of waiting. So here comes Sparky. He will pull the plug. He'll pitch to Tony Womack here. What will they do in this situation? So let's see who's in this rotation, who could come in. They'll probably end up going with, we're in the 7th inning. We'll go Will McEnany and see if he can get some quality outing for him. So McEnany here will come in the ballgame for the Reds. And runners on first and third, 1 out, 6-2 Cincinnati. Tony Sanders comes in lefty on lefty. Bench sets the target in. McEnany from the stretch. Here's the pitch. And that's a 6-8 fly ball. Should score a run. Griffey makes the catch. Here comes the run. Scores. And it's 6-3. So Damon Miller scores from third and cuts the lead in half. So Arizona with a 2-run spot in the 7th. So the Reds, unable to hold after getting a crooked number of their own, has given Arizona one back. And it's now 6-3 with a runner on first and 2 outs. Here is Jay Bell, 0 for 2 in the ballgame. He gets on base, so we get a chance at Louise Gonzalez. Bench sets the target. McEnany from the stretch. Here's the pitch. That's a 5-11 ground ball to second. Morgan's got it. Goes to first and ends the inning. Arizona scores 2. We go to the 8th. It's 6-3 Reds. So 6-3 Reds. We go to the 8th inning. We're coming down to the wire. McEnany will probably pinch hit for the Reds here in the 8th inning. And the Reds will probably send up Dan Dreesen. So Dan Dreesen will come in. And here we go. So again, Witt. Miller sets the target. And Witt with the windup and the pitch. A ground ball back to the mound. Witt's got it. Throws him out 1 away. Here's Pete Rose. 1 for 4. Struck out his last time. He struck out once in this ball game. Had a single way back in the 1st inning. 8th inning, Cincinnati leads 6-3. Reds out hitting Arizona 10-6. Miller sets down the target. Witt with the windup. Here's the pitch to Pete Rose. And that's a walk to Rose with 1 out. Now here's Griffey. 2 for 4 with the double. Miller sets in the target. Witt from the stretch. And here's the pitch. 5-11. That will be a double play nicely. Oh, is that it? Yes, it is. Double play. 1-6-3. We go to the 8th. So the Reds hold a 6-3 lead. The Reds will now need a new pitcher here in the 8th inning. And we're thinking it might be time for Raleigh Eastwick to give 2 possible strong innings. Who is up? I think Luis Gonzalez does come up. So Pedro Borbon will come in, trying to pitch an 8th inning here against Luis Gonzalez. So again, Pedro Borbon, 4-3, 8 saves, 3.35 ERA, 135 hits, 121 innings, but he's very effective against left-handed pitching. So we'll see what he does here. 6-3 ball game, bottom of the 8th inning. Bench sets the target. Borbon with the windup and the pitch. 2-12 ground, deep fly right field. Griffey back at the track, makes the catch. 1 out in the 8th, and here's Matt Williams. He's 1 for 3. So 1 for 3 here in the 8th. Bench sets in the target. Borbon with the windup and pitch. And that's a 6-4 catch X. That should be a nice play. It's in front of the plate, picked up by Bench, throws them out, and that's 2 outs in the 8th. And Bobby Witt will come in, and they will go to a pinner here for Bobby Witt. So it will be, you know what, and I'm surprised he was not starting this one. Neither one of these two guys, actually. We'll go to, they actually have a very, very deep bench. We'll go to Danny Batista. So Danny Batista will be the pinch hitter here with 2 outs in the 8th. Batista, 302 hitter, 5 home runs, 26 runs batted in. Bench sets the target. Bourbon with the windup and pitch. 3-11 ground ball to short. Concepcion throws across the diamond, and that's all. We go to the 9th. It's 6-3. So now the 9th inning, with a lefty up, you might as well just throw in Greg Swindell's name. So Greg Swindell will come in and be the new pitcher here. Top of the 9th, Morgan 2 for 4. He's 2-run homer in the first, struck out single in the 5th, and struck out in the 7th. He struck out twice. Again, hitting against a left-handed pitcher. Miller sits in the target. Miller with the windup and pitch. And a line drive base hit double for Morgan off the pitcher's card. So Morgan on at second with nobody out. And here's Foster, 2 for 5. Huge RBI single back in the 7th. Miller sets in the target for him, puts down the sign, goes through him. Swindell from the stretch. Here's the pitch. 1-2, and he hit him. Oh, and he'll have to sit out the rest of the game. So Foster's hit by pitch and will come out of the ball game. Or did he? Or it was a fly? Oh, it was a fly out the left field. Let's see what the call was. Hang on 1 second. So that's 1 out in the 9th. I guess that was a fly out plus injury. So Perez comes up here in the 9th inning, 1 out. Arizona has to bring the infield in. They're only down 3. They have to try to keep it where it's at. Miller sets in the target. Swindell from the stretch. Here's the pitch. 6-6. And he got some nicely job done. Fly out the center. Shallow. Finley comes in, fires home, and keeps the runner at third. 2 outs in the 9th. And here's Johnny Bench. Bench with Geronimo on deck. Give the intentional walk to Bench. First and third, 2 outs is, Concepcion. That's a tough one. Concepcion had a 3-run homer back in that big 7th inning. We'll see how this works for him. Do you want to pitch around him and pitch to Bourbon? We'll probably have Eastwood come in anyway. Miller sets in the target, puts down the sign, slow down from the stretch. Let's see if this worked out well. 3-9 ground ball to short. Nicely done. Reds don't score. We go to the 9th. It's 6-3 Cincinnati. So now the Reds need a new left fielder. And Mike Lum will come in. He's a 2 and left, so he'll be a pretty good left fielder. Foster does not miss any time playing. He'll just have to sit out the rest of the game. The Reds will go to a new pitcher, though, here in the bottom of the 9th inning, and it will be Raleigh Eastwick. He is their closer, and he'll come in a save situation. Eastwick is 11-5, 26 saves, 2.08 ERA. Eastwick comes in and will pitch to Sanders, Findley, and Miller, and if needed, El Rubio Durazo batting 4th in the inning. Arizona down by 3. Bench sets in the target. Eastwick in the windup and pitch. 2-6, struck him out, 1 away here in the 9th. Here's Steve Finley. 1 for 2 with a triple. He walked in the 2nd. He grounded out in the 4th and tripled in the 7th. Bench sets the target. Eastwick with a wind up. Here's the pitch to Finley. 6-12, fly ball right field. Griffey's there. 2 outs in the 9th. And 1 more out, and the Reds will have the opener. So David Miller, 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs. Single and RBI in the 2nd, single RBI in the 7th. Bench sets in the target. Eastwick from the windup, and here's the pitch. And that's a 2-4 ground ball back to the mound. Eastwick's got it, goes to Perez, and this one belongs to the Cincinnati Reds. They win it by the score of 6-3. So the Cincinnati Reds scored 2 in the 1st. Arizona scored 1 in the 2nd. It stayed that way until the 7th, and the Reds scored 4 in the 7th, leading 6-1. Arizona scored 2 in the 7th, and the Reds end up holding on and winning it 6-3. Reds 6 runs on 11 hits and no errors. The Arizona Diamondbacks 3 runs on 6 hits and 1 error. For the Cincinnati Reds, they were 11 of 37, 6 runs scored, and 6 RBIs. Their big hitter of the ball game was Joe Morgan. 3 for 5, runs scored, 2 RBIs, including that first inning home run. Dave Concepcion, 2 for 4, runs scored, 3 RBIs, including that big 3-run homer in the 7th inning. For Arizona, they were officially 6 of 31, 3 runs scored, 3 RBIs. Only Arizona Diamondback with 2 hits was Damon Miller, 2 for 4, 1 run scored, 2 RBIs, and those were 2 RBI singles. Gary Nolan gets the win. He goes 6 and a third, 6 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned. And then Will McEnany comes in and gets the save. Pedro Borbon pitched a nice inning for a hold. And then Raul Eastwood got the save with a big inning in the 9th. Randy Johnson took the loss, 6 and 2/3, 9 hits, 5 runs, they were earned, 3 walks and 9 strikeouts. Bobby Witt came in, gave up the big home run that really blew it open. And then in the 3rd, 1 hit, 1 run, it was earned, and he gave up the home run. Swindell won an inning and 1 hit, and that was it. Doubles by Griffey, Morgan, and Bench. Triples by Finley. Home runs by Morgan and Concepcion. RBIs in the ball game. Morgan had 2, Foster had 1, Concepcion had 3, Womack had 1, and Damon Miller had 2. Morgan added a stolen base, and that's your ball game, as they say. This game belongs to the Reds. They win it by the score of 6-3. Let's go over the last 2 games of the series. They'll probably be played pretty quickly, not on the channel. Kind of will be testing my limits here and see what people want to watch and want to play. So want to get stuff out there people are not gonna watch. Right now in the second games of the series, Pat Zachary takes on Curt Schilling in game 2, and then in game 3 of the series, it will be Jack Billingham against Albie Lopez. And if you missed it, the 2 games coming up in the Met Pirate series, Ron Darling against John Candelaria. And in the 3rd game of the series will be Sid Fernandez against Bruce Keeson. Game still yet to play. It will be the Philadelphia Phillies of 2008 take on the 1988 Dodgers. That's going to be Hamels against Hershiser. And then it'll be San Francisco and Atlanta, Madison Bumgarner against Greg Maddux. So probably see those 2 games live at some point, and then the other games will be played and then we'll probably take the best game of the day to play and probably do a kind of a speed process to get through a lot of the games. But those are your National League games so far, ladies and gentlemen, in the National League season. The American Leagues is being played on the channel, but they're being played on card day. So if that interests you, please make your time and please watch those on there also. Thank you, folks. Have a great rest of your evening. We'll see you later. Have a good time. Again, this has been a Sports Time Machine presentation of the Utah Mike League. Again, this is the National League portion of this grouping.